As we fully transcend and step into a divine knowingness, we are collectively coming together to trace and track everything in our open sky and ethereal realms, connected to the Akashic records, the divine book of life, cosmically aligning to the Akash and Akasha that transcends our divine universe. We are all cosmically aligning to this divine quantum field and knowingness of all in our divine presence of all that surpasses us within this physical and non-physical realm. And so we turn to the Akashic field, the Akashic records, that simply is a collection of memories, thoughts, emotions, and feelings throughout the entire universe. You see, in other words, it is simply every word, thought, or deed that transpires in the physical and non-physical realms. And so, to better understand this Akashic record, what is it really all about? We will delve deep into further understanding its creation of its entire existence. You see, the Akashic record is simply the book of life. And so, we have broken this down, this divine Akashic record, into the Akash and the Akashic memory plane. The Akash or Akasha simply means open sky of limitless possibilities, or simply the ether plane of existence. So, when we delve deeper into understanding this divine Akash and Akasha recording field, you might want to understand why was it created in the first place. You see, the Akash is said to be more or less the male version of the Akashic field, and the Akasha mainly the female version that can transmute itself into a divine space of neutrality. You see, the Akasha goes further into stating it's this divine primordial force that simply transcends itself and transmutes itself into delving further into the spiritual and cosmic realms. So, on the topic today of the Akashic field, we dive deep into the Akash and the Akasha plane to simply understand our entire existence and why we were simply created. You see, as we go through the transcendental realms, we see that the book of life shows us everything that transpires throughout each and every incarnation. And we can go forward and say it's just a collection of everything that occurs once we decide to come into this physical body and to develop a divine state of consciousness. And we see that, even through past lives, present lives, and future lives, the Akashic field is this invisible divine book collecting all this information that can tell you about everything you've experienced, your pain, your trauma, your good times and your bad times, and why you, of course, decide to come forward and take on different incarnations. Why is it that you decide that you come in this state of density to simply transcend into a higher plane and a higher field? You see, if we go forward into understanding all creation story, we see that throughout our entire cosmic plane that we were birthed to simply co-create, to express our godlike presence in human vessels, to simply grow into our divine unconditional love, and to simply become the highest and best versions of ourselves. So in order to fully transcend and understand this topic of the Akashic plane in quantum field, we will see that we do have to tap into the ether, the sky, the Akash and the Akasha to understand our entire plane of existence here on earth. And so as we tap into this divine Akashic field and this divine book of life, we are now going forward into a simultaneous time of the Atlantis timeline to further understand where we are in the present and how we can tap forward into our future to co-create a divine new earth. And we see so much that this Atlantis timeline affected us in this past simultaneous timeline and has simply moved forward into present time to co-create this sort of reality that exists. You see, if we tap back into the Akashic field of the Atlantis timeline, which occurred about 96,000 BC and sank according to philosophical and historical explanation around 1628 BCE. Now, let's take a look and tap into this Akashic record of Atlantis. Atlantis was noted to be this great utopian society with beings who embodied this human beingness, but simply had a galactic presence, simply walked around like godlike giant beings with just so much advanced knowledge and advanced technology that they were able to effortlessly co-create as godlike beings. They had advanced crystal technology that would simply connect them from the core of the earth to the cosmic skies and be able to generate this energy between the earth and the cosmic ethereal realms to simply, co-create and be one with the divine. Gather this source's energy from the electromagnetic field in the cosmos, as well as pull up the magnetic field from the Earth's core and just be able to divinely co-create. These beings were noted to be able to not just walk on this earth, but to also be able to fly in the sky. As you can see, the correlation with the open sky of the Akash and the Akasha. So there we see a significant importance of this timeline, which has sort of shifted us into this present timeline of civilization and technology. And as we're going forward into our future, we see the presentation of other sort of advanced technology like the AI technology. But we want to ensure that whatever sort of technology is being incorporated into our present day timeline going forward into the future is for the highest and best good of us all. And so we are able to tap into this Akashic records plane of Atlantis to see, wow, why is it that this Atlantis timeline sank and fell around 1628 BC? You see, it was noted that, of course, beings who had separated themselves from the source presence, extraterrestrial breeds, came forth and infiltrated, with the beings in this timeline and sort of steered them in the wrong direction and took control and power and dominion over the advanced technology. And so we see where we are at today, where we are not connected to the highest versions of ourselves. We have been brought down into a lower timeline. And we can see the correlation of the sinking of the Atlantis civilization into the underworld. Now, as we go forward into understanding this story of the Atlantis timeline, we will tap into one of our Greek philosophers, Plato, synopsis on this entire timeline of Atlantis. You know, he simply came up with this notion that in this Atlantis timeline, we are sort of in this metaphorical story where we, the people, are put place into this allegory of the cave. Now, to break this down into simpler terms, he sort of shows us that throughout this systematic civilization and this way of living, that because we have brought ourselves down into a lower timeline, we are going about walking around like we're in chains. With, metaphorically speaking, chains on our ankles, because we have been brought down into this, as Atlantis had stuck, into this underworld, whether it be physically, invisibly, or metaphorically. And we are not the highest and best versions of ourselves. We are in a state of limitlessness. We are unlimited beings, but we have brought ourselves down into this limited state of beingness because we have put ourselves there by accepting and conforming to this systematic way of living, by allowing these beings to take over more advanced technology and to diminish us by altering of the DNA. So many different versions of how we have stepped into a lower nature and remained in our presence. And so he simply puts it that we are now being asked to step out of this cave that has lowered us into this timeline of shadows. Now, not shadows being you're walking around and you see the reflection of yourself. Yes, that's the physical shadow. But shadows of our entire beingness. Whether we tap into versions of ourselves that is not for our highest and best good. You see, walking around being fearful of the best and highest versions of, being afraid to tap into your divine essence and connecting with the ethereal skies, the open skies of this Akashic plane, to simply understand that, wow, you are greater than this little. You are indeed part of Source, which created us in its own image and likeness, explaining to us that we are divine beings here on earth. And so we have to go forward to transmute this timeline of Atlantis that simultaneously is in the past. But we know that with this Akashic plane, we are connecting the past, present, and future. And where we are now is to transmute and heal and step forward into a higher timeline as we go forward into this higher dimensional plane where we can all be in our divine beingness in our divine future timeline, returning back to Source as we have all decided to incarnate in during this lifetime. But first we must tap into this Akashic field and go forward and focus on this Atlantis timeline to bring ourselves back to a superhuman beingness. So let's fully understand that this Akashic records of the Akash and the Akasha is divinely co-created for all of us to be able to tap into it at any time, to be able to go forward and transmute certain events of the past, simultaneous timelines in the future, and come together to co-create it in the present. So let's see this divine gift of this Akash and Akasha field of this Akashic best and highest version of ourselves to co-create a majestic galactic new earth. As you embrace yourself fully with divine, agape love, you step forward into your golden macabre, fully merged with your divine light body. As you enter this field in your macabre ship, as we time travel into the timeline of Atlantis, you're filled with this warm embrace, glowing in this divine energy of cosmic love. Prepare yourselves to quantum jump into this divine field in this Akashic records of the Akash in the Akasha memory plane. Get ready for takeoff. We are transmuting ourselves into the light versions of ourselves as divine beings. As you embraced in your loving beingness, oh, your light body is just filled with this divine love. This lightness overtakes you as you flow into the divine quantum field. Your macabre starts spinning at 12 times the speed of light. And as you go forward into the higher planes, your upper and lower macabre begins to spin in opposite directions. You are now fully submerged in this lightness of your light body, taking off into this invisible plane. You dive and delve into this Akashic book of life as your consciousness becomes one with this divine field. There you are in this divine recognition of this Atlantis timeline. Oh, as you flow into this divine field, you feel the connection with Source. Your heart is just filled with divine gratitude and divine love. As you're being brought back into this state of remembrance of this simultaneous timeline of the past in Atlantis. Oh, you recognize the extraterrestrial presence that's all around you. Giant-like beings Human-like beings like yourselves, flying all over divine ethereal skies. You're one with this advanced crystal technology, this the utopian nation where you all communing as one, co-creating effortlessly as your galactic selves. Oh, your heart is just filled with this divine love. As you now recognize this extraterrestrial presence surrounding you, commanding you to go forward and give up this divine oneness that exists all around you of effortless co-creation. You see that you are being bombarded to let go of your highest version of yourselves. As you now dismantle and reverse all black magic spells and occult rituals to step into a lower version of yourselves. Oh, you heal this version of yourself as you come into this present moment and you recognize how it has currently infiltrated your present civilization. You know that you are here to birth and build a new divine life as you transcend into the divine future, seeing your galactic selves and knowing that you are here to tap into this Akashic memory of the Akashan and the Akasha to co-create an existence of limitless possibilities. Oh, as you tap back into this memory plane, you stand tall and you merge back with your divine source self. And as you get ready to tap back into this present day reality, you now feel so much lighter as you recognize your light body awaiting you in your macabre ship, ready to take off back into this divine life here on earth. Fully perplexed in your divine love, you begin to fly into this divine plane of existence, co-creating effortlessly with so much joy with your divine brothers and sisters in this divine field. Oh, you have transmuted and cleared all lower dimensional timelines in this Atlantis plane as you're now ready to birth and build a new galactic timeline here on Earth. And as you step forward into this multi-dimensional light presence surrounding you in your macabre ship, you see the future that it is full of love. It is full of divine oneness and effortless co-creation. And the Atlantis timeline has risen again from this underworld plane into our present day existence, where we are all in our higher dimensional field plane, walking around as our godlike divine presence. Oh, you're thrilled and so excited with this divine transmutation. You merge as one with your light body, getting ready to take off into your macabre ship as it begins to spin at 1210 the speed of light. Oh, you feel in its warm embrace in this invisible realm, taking off back into new earth, as you know this divine co-creation is fully everlasting. As you're filled with this love, you feel so light. You're traveling at divine light speed, merging back with the oneness of this earth as you've cleared and transmuted the lower dimensional plane in the Atlantis timeline, coming back to new earth in your joyful magnitude, fully healed and fully transformed. Enjoy this present moment in your light body and this light plane of co-creative existence. As you're filled with this warm light, exuding a plethora of divine love in your macabre ship. Oh, you time travel back into this present timeline, fully healed and transmuted in your divine magnitude and certainty that you have stepped forward into a high dimensional future timeline. Oh, your present timeline exudes with so much divine love. As you exist this Akashic record field and you land back in New Earth, oh, you step out of this macabre template in your light body, recognizing your divine humanness. Oh, Mashiach. Ashala Bushara Mashta. Mamacita Allah. Ashta Bushta Mama. Oh, divinely ordained to clear and transmute this loving presence of divine certainty as your lightness merges back into your humanness. Oh, you are back into this divine oneness of your galactic beingness, now fully transformed, simultaneously aligning with this past, present, and future timeline. You are filled in this warm galactic embrace, knowing that you have co-created the highest timeline of New Earth. Oh, just taking this divine love that surrounds us all, filling our hearts with so much joy, so much bliss, as we have majestically co-created together to build and birth New Earth.